Welcome back to another episode of From the Stands podcast, where it's just me and the boys. I'll take. I'm not gonna call y'all dumb anymore.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm feeling nice today. At least
can't do it when you're tied with me and last.
Yeah. When I had the week I just had, I can't really call nobody stupid. It was a rough week indeed. We'll go right into pick'em because it's been bad.
I'm biased, but I think this could be up there with Washington and Oregon as the best college football game of the year we've had so far. LSU against Bama.
Bama.
And if this isn't an emotional pick, I don't know what is. I'm taking my Tigers. I mean, I feel good about where we're at. Our defense has played better the past 2 or 3 weeks. We got the number one offense in the country. And I think our offense has enough in the tank to just win a shootout. I think we can win a shootout. I'm taking LSU.
Why are you looking at me? It's Jack.
It's just habit.
This is one of those ones where I wish I was picking last.
Yeah, it is.
But I think LSU's defense is very lackluster, obviously.
Very.
But I think Alabama's offense is also very lackluster.
Very.
LSU's offense is incredible.
Number one in the country.
Alabama's defense is very good.
I believe their defense is top 15 in total
top
defense.
10.
I think LSU's offense is better than Alabama's defense more than LSU's defense is worse than Alabama's offense. Alabama's offense is better than, you get what I'm saying.
Like the
in an odd way. Yes.
I think.
Yeah, continue. I think
that LSU, regardless of the team they play, is going to put up 28 points or more. I don't think Alabama, even against a bad defense, can put up more than 30 points. 31 points. They put up, I was just looking, the most points they've put up in the last 5 weeks is 40 against Mississippi State, who has awful defense.
It is at Bryant-Denny, is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they put up, in their last 5, they've put up 34 against Tennessee, in which they had to score 24 unanswered, 24 against Arkansas, 26 against A&M, 40 against Mississippi State, 24 against Ole Miss. LSU, on the other hand, has put up 62, 48, 49, 55, and 34.
So a good offense and a bad offense. What's your pick?
I'm going to take LSU in Bryant-Denny.
I've watched the Tide go down at home once this year to a good, not great Texas team. Saw them struggle to put up points against a good, not great Texas defense. I think the same continues. I think we're going to hear another fantastic call, in my opinion, on Saturday. Down goes the Tide at home in Bryant-Denny. Give me the Tigers.
Oh, he's thinking about it.
That's good. This is an interesting pick here because
Could be very important to our standings, Joe.
Jalen Milroe sucks balls, though.
He is
been
bad
okay the last couple of weeks, actually, surprisingly.
He threw for 220 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick.
That's good for him.
He's Joe Milton level.
Joe overthrow.
You know what? I'm just going to hedge my bets because I don't have faith in Alabama.
Weird thing to hear out loud.
I don't have faith in that shitty-ass quarterback.
There you go.
Get the brooms.
No,
We're
I'm changing my pick.
No,
I'm changing my pick. I'm changing it.
You can't.
I'm changing it.
You can't. You cannot.
You can't do that to me. You can't do that to me.
You went first.
That means Alabama's going to win now.
Well, that sucks.
Oh, man.
You
All right.
It
If I
sucks.
picked him,
Why? We all have faith in your team. That's good.
That's not good.
It's not good because every sweep we pick is normally bad.
Tennessee, Kentucky.
Yeah, but that was an easy one. They
won by 6 points.
Think about Bengals Niners, a sweep. Bengals win.
Oh, but you wanted to pick the Bengals.
Clemson, Miami was a sweep. Clemson lost.
Well, if we're all going down, you're going down with us.
Game number 3.
Game number 3. We got Bills Bengals.
Speak up. bitch.
Game number 3, Sunday Night Football prime time. We got the Bills and the Bengals. All my other than the World Series pick, I'm probably going to keep all my picks pretty short because I feel confident in all of them.
Is this? I have one question real quick before you pick. Is it in Buffalo?
That's what I'm checking right now.
No, it is in Cincinnati.
Got it.
I am taking Joey B in the Bengals. I liked what I saw against one of the better defenses in all of football against the Niners.
Top 5.
And this was Joey's GBOT game. And he's got the weapons. T. Higgins is back healthy. Joe Mixon looked really good. The offensive line looked okay. It looked a little bit better than it has early in the season.
It held up.
And when Joey B is healthy, Joey B is an MVP-level quarterback. And I don't like Josh Allen. I'm taking the Bengals.
Had to throw that one in there.
Yeah, I had to get that one in there.
I'm going to try and keep this short on the shorter side. I think the Bengals are exactly who we thought we were before the season. I think they're that number one contending team. I just think they got off to that slow start that we talked about. What were they, 0-3 to start or 0-2 to start?
0-3, I believe.
0-3, so they won 4 in a row. They're hot right now. Joe Mixon was cooking, which is an X factor for them to continue to win games. If they can continue to have the balance of the run and the pass game, Joe Mixon needs to continue to be efficient. Buffalo has not been able to find that rushing game that they were hoping for when they drafted James Cook. They just signed Leonard Fournette today. I don't know how valuable that's going to be. But I think that the Bengals are just a little too hot. The Buffalo's been slipping up the last 4 weeks. I think they're 2-2 in the last 4 weeks, 1-3, something like that.
They've gotten bailed out a couple times.
I think the Bengals are on a roll right now. They're hot. They just beat what a lot of us thought to be a top 3 team in the NFL. And
Beat them by 2 scores.
Beat them by 2 scores. I'm going to take the Bengals at home in this one.
I'm riding the hot hand. The Bills just look disoriented. They don't look like they're playing together. They don't look like they're playing to win. They kind of just look like they're out there because that's what they get paid to do, is be out there. Josh Allen's still playing well, in my opinion. They have no run game, so pretty much the entire offense runs through Josh Allen. If he's not playing well, it's hard for them to get anything going.
We have seen the defense step back a little bit with the injuries.
It's tough. You've got no Tre'Davious White anymore. You lost Matt Milano for the season. Poyer's been in and out this season. Just a lot of injuries on the defensive side. Von Miller is still not 100% healthy, so that pass rush is not all there. I don't think that changes this weekend, especially a home game for the Bengals. And Joey B, who has had Josh Allen's number, just came off his best game of the season by far. It went exactly how I said it was going to go, except I didn't rock with my pick. When Joe Mixon is running well, that is a top 3 offense in football. It's so balanced. There's so many weapons on the outside. Joey B knows where to go with the football. The offensive line is good. It's not great, but the Bills' defense is not.
It was pretty solid against the.
The Bills' defense has not played up to par the last 3 weeks. They're on a slide. I don't think the slide is going to stop with the Bengals. Give me the Bengals at home.
I mean, Joe Burrow was only sacked. He was sacked 3 times yesterday.
I would say it's pretty fair for that team. So
was able to get almost 400 yards through the air and 3 TDs.
Well, the Bills really do not have an impressive.
They beat the Dolphins.
Yeah, since that Dolphins game, they don't have an impressive. I guess
win.
The Dolphins and the Commanders are their 2 impressive wins.
The Dolphins was an impressive win. The Commanders.
But then they got bailed out against the Giants.
Yeah.
They got bailed out.
They lost to both the Jags and the Patriots, and they got bailed, or they came down to the wire against the Bucs.
Yeah. They didn't really play great on Thursday night either.
And this is in Cincinnati. So I'm sorry, Lance.
Hey, look,
Both
we
your
picked
teams
2. Look, we picked 2 sweeps last week. One missed, one hit.
As if I'd rather have the LSU one hit than the Bengals one hit.
So hopefully that's the case.
Yep.
I think Josh Allen is like a, not in his style, but he's like a Phillip Rivers type quarterback. He's good in non-important games, and then once it comes to facing a Mahomes or a Burrow, he just lets them smack their dick in his face. And
I think he plays well against the Bengals this weekend. I think the issue has now became the Bills' defense, just plagued by injuries.
And I think the Bengals are going to be able to exploit the lack of run, and I think we're going to force Josh Allen to make some plays he shouldn't be making. And I think that's been the thing.
That's been the theme, really, since he's been there, is that the entire offense rides on him. Even getting outside of the pocket and running, like the run game, 9 times out of 10, is falling on him.
I am a bit worried about the Allen to Diggs connection because we have Cam Taylor-Britt, who will probably be on Diggs. He's a second-year guy, and our other DB is a rookie. And then
I think Diggs could have 11 catches for 160 yards and 2 TDs, and the Bengals could still win.
That's fair.
So, all right, give me game. What are we on? Game number 4?
Game number 4. I'm gonna do this divisional matchup because I think it'll be interesting. We're going Eagles at Cowboys, and the Cowboys just played the Rams. They beat the dog shit out of the Rams. The Eagles just escaped Washington with a win
For the second time this year.
It's
probably the closest.
Oh, it's in Philly?
Yeah.
I could have sworn it was at.
But also look at the numbers.
That is the closest I've seen an FPI predictor all season, I think.
What's funny is that doesn't even add up to 100%. There's
That is
part
a
of the
tie.
there's part of the
0.3.
FPI that's predicting a tie.
They're so close that they're 0.3% of a tie.
That is wild.
I thought it was in Dallas, but it is in Philly, and I think the scripts flip from the previous week. I think the Eagles have a really sound game on offense, and I think Dak plays poorly, partially due to the Eagles' defense. I think he gets sacked 2 or 3 times, and I think he throws a pick. I got the Eagles at home.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Cowboys had a great week this past week.
Still an elite defense.
It was
Definitely still an elite defense.
It was the first time I had seen McCarthy change the way he calls an offense. This was the first time I had seen Mike McCarthy go, okay, we're going to throw the ball down the field and we're going to run the scoreboard up.
Yeah, they definitely wanted to run it up. They definitely weren't holding back. Did they pull Dak at all, or was he in?
I believe he played the entire game.
I don't agree with that in general in football. I think Kirby does it. Speaking just in general,
Cooper Rush came in
through 3.
through 3 passes.
Okay.
So
Anyway.
probably the last drive, maybe last 2 drives.
I think the Eagles' pass rush is definitely going to get into Dak's face. The Cowboys played well, but Dak was getting rushed a lot. The offensive line did not play good. The offensive line was getting pushed around a good bit, and I think Dak struggles against the blitz. And I think this Eagles pass rush is just going to be too much for that Dallas offensive line, and I'll take the Eagles at home.
I guess we're not going to have a ton of variety in picks this week because I have been on the Eagles train the entire year so far. Still think they're a top 3 team. After the way the Niners have looked as of late, the Eagles might be the front runner currently. They're just so sound on both sides of the ball. They've got a good run game. They've got a good offensive line. They've got a good quarterback. They've got a top 5 receiver in football. They've got a good slot guy. Dallas Goedert is a very serviceable tight end. On the other side of the ball, they get after the quarterback. They stop the run. Their secondary has played well. Big play Slay is always going to be out there. The Eagles are, in my opinion, probably the most complete team in the league right now from what we have seen. We have seen guys like Tua and Dak really struggle against the blitz and hands in their face. That continues this weekend. Give me the Eagles in Philly.
Get the brooms ready. Eagles. I think the Eagles are better pretty much every single thing than the Cowboys. So there's no way I'm taking the Cowboys. Dak Prescott is probably going to, I think he could match Jalen Hurts this week, throw 3 picks, match 8 and 8.
Could see it.
You said variety, and we're up to 3
sweeps.
3 sweeps.
3
And
sweeps.
2 and 2-2s. So.
Yeah, so
Or one.
not a ton of variety actually.
So now
Maybe we'll break it here.
we're going overseas. We're going all the way to Germany for the Dolphins against the Chiefs. And I don't know, because I don't really love what I've seen from the Chiefs this year as a whole.
I haven't loved what I've seen from the Dolphins.
But I haven't loved what I've seen from the Dolphins in big games. But my thought process is, how can you pick against the Chiefs after they just played probably their worst game in 2 years, probably?
9 points.
It worked for me earlier in the season, and I hope it works for me again. I'm taking the Chiefs to beat the Dolphins.
I hope one of y'all is going to pick the Dolphins because I'm going to take the Chiefs too.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if any of y'all are planning on picking the Dolphins, and I don't want to persuade you away from it, but I am going to give my reasoning, which I think is pretty sound. The Chiefs have not lost back-to-back games since week 2 of 2021. They don't lose back-to-back. Andy Reid is a phenomenal coach at correcting mistakes once they're made the previous week or weeks before. They scored 9 points. That's not acceptable in an Andy Reid offense, and they're not going to let that slide. And I think they're going to put on a show and score a lot of points in Germany this week. So give me Kansas City.
Big Red is arguably the best coach in football, one of the best offensive minds the game has ever seen. Travis Kelce is number 1 tight end in football.
Is Taylor Swift coming?
Number 1, and it's not close.
Is Taylor Swift,
Going to be in Germany?
Number 1, and it's not close. Patrick Mahomes is still the number 1 quarterback in the league. He can still make plays that other guys just can't. He can get outside of the pocket. He can create plays. He can throw it sidearmed. He can throw it while he's not looking. He's just really incredible to watch. A 2-interception, sub-200 passing yard game is unlike anything we have ever seen from Patrick Mahomes.
And they were bad interceptions.
They were bad. They were against a bad team.
He was just throwing it up.
It was like that against bad teams. They were not all there. The team was not cohesive at all. The defense did not play well against one of the worst offenses they played all season.
Although Russ is playing pretty well this year.
The Dolphins. Who did the Dolphins play this past weekend?
The Patriots.
They won by 14.
They did get the Patriots win. Tyreek came out and balled. I did not think I didn't want to pick any lines on him this week because I didn't think he was going to play very well. Bill Belichick is normally good at making you beat him, not in the way that you want to beat him.
But for the most part, Tyreek has shown that he is becoming matchup proof.
He's just that good.
Might be one of only like 4 guys in the league that are just pretty much 9 times out of 10 matchup proof. The Dolphins have struggled to run the ball without A-Chain. Mostert is still good, but he hasn't been able to put up the numbers that we saw A-Chain blow through in 3 games?
It's just easier guarding one good running back versus two good running backs.
Jalen Waddle has not been the Jalen Waddle we saw in his rookie year.
He's been banged up, though.
Yeah, he just hasn't produced. Tua has been good the last couple games. He wasn't, the front runner MVP that he hasn't been the front runner MVP that Jack said he was through, 4 weeks. With that being said, there's no home field advantage in Frankfurt. If this game was in Chiefs Kingdom at Arrowhead, I'm picking the Chiefs 11 out of 10 times. And the Chiefs don't lose back-to-back games. It is very unlike them. So, with that being said, I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, he did it.
I think
he did it.
I think the offense plays well against a good, not great Chiefs defense. I think we finally will see the Dolphins defense start to play up to their talent level. You've got Jalen Ramsey back. You've got Xavier Howard on the field. You've got Christian Wilkins.
Xavier Howard might not play.
You've got Bradley Chubb. Like, they have got talent on that defense, and it has not played up to expectations yet. I think they finally start to play like they should play this weekend. That and 4 sweeps is just boring as hell. And so, I'll be the one to drop my nuts on the table.
All right, Joe, what are you thinking?
Howard and Holland are both questionable for the game.
I mean, the Chiefs have a really good defense. I'm not going to cap.
Yeah, they have a top 5. They have like a top 6 defense right now, don't they?
They're ranked in the top 5 in defense, according to lineups. But I know they're a young defense, but they're a good defense. And Tua has not been good against good defenses. And Patrick Mahomes, love him or hate him, does not lose back-to-back games. He's like Tom Brady, just not as good, with a more annoying wife. So I'm gonna
not as hot.
I'm gonna take, give me the Chiefs in Frankfurt.
Did we pick, other than the World Series, do we pick everything the same?
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm glad I added some.
Got much to worry about.
I'm glad I added some variety. We appreciate you guys, as always, for tuning in. We're out every Thursday morning. YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. And check us out on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys for tuning in. We will see you next week. Peace.